Alright, let's do this. Hello, salutations and greetings. My name is Margie. I'm Heyoka. Empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. Today, I don't know. Today's kind of a... I'm just going to be a spectator today. Try not to feel any kind of way about it, because it's just kind of off-putting one of those days. Started out okay enough. And then, I don't know. When people show you who they are, you got to believe them. So, the world is really changing. See, when I started my talk, or when I started this channel 5 years ago, when I had started it, I started seeing the patterns of what was headed up 4 years ago. And I was made to stay within, stay home and do research. And upon this research, I've discovered a lot of different patterns and things. And one of the storylines I began to see was Pluto conjunct. Am I saying it right? Pluto return. The return of Pluto in the USA's chart. Better go walk around. She's going to start getting fussy. Start barking at you. Anyway, it's a storyline I came across my radar about three and a half years ago. And my goal in life was, okay, God Almighty, Holy Spirit in heaven, things are going to change. I get that. I see it. So wherever you want us, get us there, please. And it was, I wanted us to get here by the eclipse, the 20th of last year, December. I wanted to get here by then. And, we rolled up to our destination on the 10th of December. So, now, because I want to be someplace, and kind of establish myself before, well, things come back around. The way I see it, I've always looked at things a little bit different than everybody else. It's kind of hard to find like-minded. So, where our spirit is, our spirit is just like our process, our operating system. Our soul sac is all the hardware in the computer, and then our spirit is that, is our operating system. And you can degauss our operating system. That's what, the whole birthing process is. Degaussing, wiping the memory of your spirit, of previous incarnations, right? But the thing of it is, because of the Schumann resonance of Gaia, she's speeding up, and we're just fleas on a dog on her. So we're speeding up because she's speeding up, right? And when things speed up, they're able to process data and information at a higher rate if you're tuned into it, And in order to get tuned in, you gotta freaking take care of your soul sac. So people that haven't taken care of their soul sac, hard as they try with all the cheater ways that they try and use, you still ain't gonna get all the benefits if you do that. You do the work. So I was listening to Rachel Spring this morning. She's the one, and I've seen other talks because it's coming next year. It's coming next year because this is returning. It's coming back around. There's a way. There was a way that this nation was supposed to be, and the greedy and nefarious got really out of hand. They really got out of hand, and it's whatever, but there's a course of action to how it was supposed to be. So ultimately, it's gonna get there. It's going to get there. Hell or high water, and, well, we're seeing lots of high water. And hell, the Fawn Fire. It's national news. My buddy Josh, he's reporting. He's boots on the ground. He's right below where that is, the Fawn Fire out there in Jones Valley. And, we are the news. Because I haven't relied on anything I freaking saw on mainstream media. I don't know. I never really have. Have you ever talked to somebody that's in the media? They're freaking phony as fake as hell. They're just plastic human beings. Very little spirit. Very, very little personality. Because people don't have their own personality because they're too busy being things that other people want them to be. So they come up with these personas. Okay, if I act this way, this person will like me. If I act this, so you have all these people acting all kinds of ways to get people to like them, but they don't even know who they are. They've lost their own identity, their own connection to spirit, And, we might not remember where we were 250 years ago, the last time the planets lined up in the sky that they're going to do this next year. But you know what? Our spirit remembers. And a lot of people, their spirits are waking up to where they were then. What were you doing back then and what are you doing now? We always have a chance to grow, incarnation after incarnation after incarnation. We have a chance to grow closer in our spirit to God's source. And that's all that is just freaking living a life that you think about the people around you. Is my behavior and what I'm doing right now hurting more people around me, or is it helping? I had a young man came up to the circle today to ask me about what was written on. He's like, I wanted to ask you about what's written on the back of the window. And people hem-haw, and they use a lot of words to say not much of anything. So I'm going to go ahead and summarize what I believe he was trying to get at, the point he was trying to make, because it wasn't really clear. Because on the back of my window it says, fat cops don't deserve new trucks. Because anyway, I don't want to really get into it. So, but his ideology is, what about the other people? What about the people that are overweight and then have a medical condition? Well, that's your life path, and maybe next incarnation will be different. So I ain't really for those people, okay? And people, if you look at things like forks over spoons, it's an app I have, and they have a lot of recipes for vegan and vegetarian recipes, And I lived in Omaha. I went to Modern Love actually quite a bit. That's where the lady that wrote this vegan cookbook, she owns that. She owns that restaurant in Omaha. Then it expanded. Aisha Chandra Mersker. That chick, I don't think that's her last name still. I think she just goes anyway. But there's all kinds of different alternatives, and there's vegetable substitutes that have the same consistency as like meat. I mean, people do like cauliflower steaks and stuff like that, playing with food. That's what somebody drew to my attention. She's like, you're a freaking, what'd she say? You're a kitchen witch. I'm a kitchen witch. I'm all about plant medicine and remedies and stuff like that. And I love, creating freaking tasty concoctions. It's all alchemy. It's chemistry to me. I'm getting used to cooking and bacon in higher elevation, because that's not something that I've ever done much. And I haven't really delved into the cakes, and I guess that's when it comes into play more so in the cakes. But cookies, I don't have a problem. My cookies turn out just fine. So basically what he was saying is like, are you worried that you're gonna hurt other people's feelings, that obese people are gonna see the back of your window, and then like, dude, it ain't my responsibility what people take on. I've been 200 pounds, and I'm only 5'2" and 3/4. So 5'2". I used to be 5'3" and 3/4. Anyway, I'm shorter now. So I'm like, I always made it a choice not to take it on when people were very insulting to me, and people have always treated me freaking in a derogatory way. And Mom said it was because I have a strong personality, and people that have a strong personality, other people that feel inferior, that they like to put them in their place. So people have been putting me in my place my whole life, and I just mock them. Well, I do. I remember going over to make posters in high school for like student government for the dances or something like that. Going over to freaking John's house, and they had this whole back room, right? I thought they were rich. They were rich. We lived in a 1-bedroom cabin. Freaking cockroaches and shit everywhere. Never had slumber parties there, no. Anyway, and freaking her stepmonster. And there's like this one room back there. It was where the pool table was. And they had like a bar and the little TV, you know, and darts and stuff like that. Right? And that's where we were making signs. And when they said, oh, we're going to go over there and make signs, John is like, all right, well, it's almost time for dinner. And I thought I would just stay in the room and make signs while they ate dinner, kind of thing, right? You know? And then, well, first I thought maybe I was invited to dinner. But that wasn't the case. Her stepmom had me come out and sit in a chair against the wall in the same room as the dining room. Didn't even and was just like, sit here while we eat. And I've never done anything in my whole entire life that would fucking warrant fucking somebody to treat me that way. But that's the thing I learned a long time ago, is that people that think dastardly see dastardly in me. So I just take heed the warning. That woman was a fucking wicked woman to begin with. I think she was a drunk. Drunks are the worst, man. I don't know, they're up there with I guess the junkie, the fentanyl, and the freaking, you know, because, dude, all the doctors are just making junkies. And there's so many, like, you can't even go. People are having serious issues and car accidents and stuff like that, but the ERs are full of ER junkies. They perpetuated the society of an ER junkie, and all you got to do is go to the ER and be like, oh, I hurt here, I hurt here, I hurt there. They'll give you this, they'll give you that, they load you up with this, and you're freaking stoned as freaking can be. My last landlord, she was one of those. Yeah. The one why I didn't have running water for 3 years, you know? She never did anything on my behalf, but she sure wasn't happy with the condition of the house when I left, right? She never did. I did the best I could with what I had. But she was an ER junkie. She probably still is. I don't even know if she's still alive. Heck, the last 2 conversations we had, she was like, I just came from the ER. I'm probably not even going to remember this conversation. Right? Yeah. See, I don't do nothing about plant medicine. Nothing about plant medicine. And I don't even like, you know, you got the cokeheads that there's a, well, cocaine comes from a plant. No, not even that stuff. Cocaine is for politicians and freaking CIA and FBI and the alphabet soup offices. You know, that's what they do, is they just go around and take the stuff from the people that are, you know, and they keep it from themselves, and they have their backdoor deals, and this is all the stuff that's coming out, man. The stuff ain't a secret. some of the last week or so, the heart space of the coffee shop has pretty much been the same, and I keep hearing, the same conversation. People are kind of waiting for the energy to break. They're kind of waiting for something to happen, and it's just like, I think it's going to happen in the individuals' lives. I think it's going to happen, for the individual. Because a lot of people are having their tower moment right now. It's another one of those cycles, those portals, Or either you're going to level up or you're going to go back down and live more from ego. And everybody has free will. Everybody has a free choice. I got to remind myself of which side of the freaking coin I want to live on. You want to stay on the light side, Marge? Or, anytime, there's all kinds of ways to sell out. And when I talk about, like, in terms of selling my soul, and that just in plain terms, simplest terms, that just means that I would do things to go against my natural character to advance myself in this imposed society. Go against my own scruples. I was telling the lady tonight, at the coffee shop, I was like, man, that oatmeal raisin cookie thing that they made that I brought home yesterday. I said it was so good I almost didn't share it with Mom. Almost ate it all for myself. I was almost that big of a glutton. And she's like, I said, but I can't do that stuff. Like, that stuff keeps me up at night. She's like, what, eat sugar? I said, no, be a scoundrel. Huh? And I look away. I just look around and, I see it all the time. People in the coffee shop parking lot freaking backing up into cars and then taking off. You see it all the time. They've done it to my van. I just don't give a shit. But, that's just how people are. There are people, there's people that like to control. They're power hungry people. There's people that like to be controlled. Anyway. And then there's the people that are like, hey man, ain't nobody need to be controlled. We're all autonomous free, beings, aspects of source, So we're coming to this point where people's spirits are just, they're waking up, man. They're waking up. They're remembering where they were, where it was 250 years ago. And a lifespan is only 70, so that's what? 7, 14. So that's 3.5 lifetimes that people could have lived between then and now. And it's like, are you learning the lessons of your spirit, or are you continuing to freaking make the same mistakes over and over and over and over and over and over and over again? It's only the individual can answer that for the self. So, anyway, dude at the park drew a picture for me. It's pretty cool. He's a local artist here. How does it go? There it is. There it goes. He was just doodling. It's pretty good. Bill Locke. 73-year-old artist. Scorpio. He's a Scorpio. I get along with Scorpio because I'm Scorpio moon. We're just full show. See, everybody has the potential to be every kind of way. A lot of people just like their more shadow aspects, the more shadowy sides of themselves. They're just like, they hide that stuff. They exist in everybody, but most people hide it. I show mine. Today, Bill's talking about how he's dealt with anger. He's 73 years old, so I'm going to let him be a lesson to me because, I've dealt with that for a lot of years myself. I don't put my hands on people out of anger. Or freaking, I ask permission if I can touch people. When I first meet them, I'm like, hey, I'm a touchy-feely person. You got a problem with it? Tell me now. I'm not going to go jump in somebody's lap, but when I address somebody or when I leave, a lot of times, usually when I walk up, I'll freaking put my hand on them just to let them know that I'm there. But usually I walk up around people. I don't come up alongside people. I'll walk up. I'll step in front of them and walk at them direct. You know, because people think about other things and stuff like that. But what else? Yeah, there's a lot of people around here with talent. There's a lot of people that sell their art and stuff like that I don't recognize the talent, but evidently they're the same frequency, and a lot of people like their stuff. That's just, everything's a club. Everything's it's like you have to, like, in order to sell your stuff. Like, I'm an artist. I do this shit. I do all kinds of stuff. I'm a versatile art. I do different mediums and different types of art. This is more of an abstract type. Woo! And no, that is not a 666. Well, you can't really see the color. Where's that flashlight? We had a setback with Moss Toe. We got a step back from Mom's toe. It has like iridescent. Let's see. It has like that's shitty. It's not a very good example. Anyway. But see, I would have, in order to sell this, I would have to go through a shop. Ooh, that's a little New Mexican up top. I would have to go to an art gallery in town, and then an art gallery would be like, all right, we get like 35% or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like people that do nothing, people that have like very little talent, very little skill, very little to offer the world at all. They sure want a huge, big old, fat fucking cut. They certainly do. They really do. They really do. And here, I'm going around doing stuff for people for free all day long, just trying to get people to see that people do shit for free. You know why people don't think people do things for free? Because they're stingy, selfish motherfuckers. And so they can't put their head around doing something so generous for another human being. Because that's how selfish people act. Yeah. I was thinking about that today. I was like, that's, you know, some people, like travelers, you know, kids and stuff, all they want is money, you know, and a place to sleep at night. Hopefully one day I'll give them that. I'm going to open up a travel center, like a RV campground type place. Mom and I have a house inside and stuff like that. And then people can come, you know, get word out. Because I know all kinds of folks that travel around, you know. And if you're traveling through and, you know, your car breaks down or something, come on, you know, we'll have the facilities to work on the car and, you know, get parts and stuff like that. No, I'm getting to know a lot of really, you know, the guy said today, there were two guys talking, he said those are probably two of the best mechanics in town. Well, I'm a pretty good mechanic myself, so. I'm good at breaking stuff too. But that's the thing, is that's how you figure stuff out. That's how you learn. That's how people learn lessons and stuff in life, is that you break stuff and you make mistakes. And look how many people in society just don't even claim any mistake that they ever made. And every time I see people that are like, that never make mistakes, in my mind, I'm just like, well, that's a whole lot of bunch of mistakes that are all being saved up, and you are well overdue, so I don't know if I want to be around, you know? You know what I mean, Ma? People that don't ever make mistakes, they're going to make one someday, somehow, some kind of way. I don't want to be in the crossfire for that. That's the thing, is like, people out here, out on the mesa and stuff, people don't got no money. People, you know, I'll go, like, every now and again, if I hear somebody that is, like, talking about expense that's come up, that's putting a stress on in them or something like that, you know, I'll give them $20-$40 to help alleviate that. You know, it just removes the stress. It ain't nothing to me. $100. You know, somebody needs help. That's what we're supposed to do. Oh, but you got those heirs, those people that like to watch people suffer. I heard a long time ago that cats like to toy with mice because they smell fear. They can smell the fear, so they'll play with the mouse to prolong. And the mouse is freaked out, knows it's gonna die, you know, and the cat likes to prolong it. And I'm like, that's weird, because I know a lot of people that have that same thing. You can see it. They like it. They like to hinder people. It's twisted and it's weird. And I seen it, and that's why I believe, and I know that it exists. It's not something I got in me, and I thank God every day. They just like it. They like, you know, it's just like, and I'm seeing it in a place. You can look at it like on Twitter, like these footage of these cops in Melbourne, and just you get a group of cops or anything like that, and you get the ones the ones that snap and that like start kicking people, and the ones in the face. These are the ones that are like, I hate myself because I haven't seen my dick without the aid of a mirror in 20 years. My wife doesn't want to fuck me anymore, and my kids don't listen to me. My son wants to be a girl, and my you know, whatever. It's like he's a control freak, and all of these things are outside of his control. So he just takes that opportunity, and he just goes out and does his job. And these guys are but they're showing who they really are, and they're fucking wailing on 70-year-old women and shit. It's like, hey, cop. 47-year-old lady. Come on. Puts all your gear down. You wanna hit a woman, you wanna beat on a woman, why don't you come at one that can defend herself? No, they always gotta go after the vulnerable and the weak, because they are the fucking vulnerable and the weak. But they could do better. You know, that's why I'm so adamant about fitness, because when you have people that give a shit about themselves enough to take care of their soul sack, they're going to be more inclined to care about other people. They don't give a shit about their own self. I'm so sad. What are you going to do to make yourself happy? And then my homie made a point today. It's like, look at all the people driving around in these big, you know, all these new cars, new trucks. You know, why are you happy? Why aren't they happy? You know, because happy people are joyful people, and joyful people want to help others. But we got a whole lot of hinders in the world. I thank God every day that He delivered us here to Taos. This is a beautiful place. Yeah, and some days I feel like my body's healing. Not today, though, man. I had a rough, like sometimes, like if I got a bad, it's weird. So it was a rough landing this morning. It was like one of those nights that I was enjoying myself so much, and the higher dimensions, which I call the night shift. That's where I believe our spirits go when we sleep, while our bodies heal and rejuvenate. And I was having such a good time with my soul family, who I haven't yet found on this planet. It's close. We're getting close. I found a couple homies, a couple good buddies I could call day or night in a pinch. And, what was I talking about? How we're, oh, man, it's gone. My hand just started itching. And I'm like, every time my hand itches, I get money. So, yeah, I got goals. But I'm still doing whatever I can to help people in my community too, you know. So, but today is a beautiful, weather-wise, it's a gorgeous, beautiful day. I should take the laptop outside, huh, Mom? Corvette people, I fucking hate Corvette people. Oh my God, thank you for saying that. We have the Corvette people. I'm not a fan of Mercedes people. I only like one Range Rover girl. All the rest suck. Let's see. Ooh, look at these clouds. Oh, you haven't seen it. It says, politicians are all thieves and liars. Most are grossly obese. Fitness standards for all city, state, federal employees. I forgot county, but they're included. We shouldn't have to pay for you to eat your feelings. You're so mean. I'm like, dude, I've been 200 pounds. Looks like Claw in the sky. I didn't take on the freaking mean words that people told me. I was 12, 13 when my freaking grandparents and everybody, all the responsible adults in my life decided that I needed to go to fucking Weight Watchers. I'm not so nice. They're so pretty. I just sit out here and I watch the clouds. They say the last few days, like, and when I got up this morning, there weren't any clouds, and I don't like when there's no clouds. It's unnerving to me. Where are the baby kittens? Here's a little baby kitten. Baby kitten. Baby kitten. Baby kitten. Don't be scared. You're on YouTube, baby kitten. He said, you're freaking me out, man. Baby kitten. It's so cute. I didn't know if that one was going to make it, honestly. He was the runt, but I think he's going to be alright. He's a little tiny dude. But it's spring in the morning, that's for sure. It's so nice when I get up and it's all crisp and stuff. I get to wear a sweatshirt for like 10 minutes. Where'd you go, Ma? Every time I go outside, I come back in, she slips into bed. She cracks me up, man. Corvette people are boring. Jeep people are like the greatest common denominator, and I think Jeeps are the least practical. I think they're hunks of shit, really. So when I see people driving them, I'm just like, did you not research like at all? You know, of all of the other vehicles that are, yeah. Anyway, Tesla people, I think, I'm like, I don't even know if they're real people. I think they might be like those little Fisher Price toys that they used to have, that where you just saw that there was just the top half of them. It was like their waist up. They didn't have any legs. They had like a little peg that you stuck on the thing. That's what Tesla people are. I'm just like, you know, they're the ones that just have to have the latest and greatest no matter what it is. And those people make my third eye twitch. Those people are why the developers and the programmers for the tubes and stuff, they're constantly changing things. And you can't even get excited about feature. Like, every now and again, there'll be like an analytic or a feature or something like that that's really freaking cool, but it doesn't matter because it'll be gone in 2 weeks when they freaking either roll it back or add a different feature. And it's just, you know, most of them are freaking Adderall junkies anyway. They're just constantly thinking and changing and do this and move it over here and blah 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 blah. But some stuff is really good enough. Well, just leave it alone. You know, somebody's always got to reinvent the wheel. Everything that has ever been thought of has been thought of by somebody else. It's how collective consciousness works, but you have people that are like, I'm going to do it like this. Well, this is just like that with a slight variance. You know? What else? Oh, yeah, I went and got us a treat today. They have a Baskin Robbins in town. I went to get us salads. And 320s, you know, they just spent all this money on this freaking new menu, because the last time I got salads at Wendy's, Mom, they didn't have this big old huge menu. and it's all like new and lit up and electronic, right? And then you have the animated voice that says, "I'm sorry for the inconvenience, but we're closed. Please come back during regular business hours." And it's like, when the fuck is regular business hours? Because it's 3:20 in the afternoon, and I would think that would be a regular But see, I live in such a small town, and so many people, like, I don't know, they got all this unemployment and stuff like that, and, you know, so what they found is, like, people don't need to work remedial jobs here. And everybody lives in their grandma's house, so ain't nobody pay rent and shit like that, you know. So all the kids around town drive these fucking stupid Audis and shit like that. But it's like, the funds run out ultimately at some time. They're gonna have to go back to work, but I don't know. So fast food restaurants. Buddy of mine's a manager, or a guy at the coffee shop. He used to come over. He was the assistant manager at the Lotsa Burger on the north side. It hasn't been open for days. It hasn't been open for days because they freaking don't have people to work there. Or the people that work there are freaking junkies with freaking that stand there, you know, picking scabs on their arms and shit like that. And ain't nobody want to see that shit except for the people that are doing it. So, I don't know. People had a year and a half, you know. Unhealthy people are dying. Healthy people are dying. Get healthy, get healthy. People had opportunity and they didn't take it. So, you know, and cold season's coming. They're going to shut everything down again. They're going to shut for our own good, and our own, which is fine because I don't go nowhere. It doesn't bother me. I go to the store. I wear my little mask, you know. I put it on over my headphone and over this ear, so it kind of goes in front of my face. Then I get coffee sometimes. That's what I do. And there's other places I was like got a kind of little ass chewing today because it's like, Mars, we haven't gone here and we haven't gone there, and it's gonna be winter and it's gonna be cold. And that's the thing is, like, I was going on outings and stuff like that, but I don't like leaving Ma. I really don't like leaving her for a couple, because, like, the power is tripped in here, you know. I've been here when it's done it, and I've been away when it's done it, and I just don't want to leave her, you know, looking at a blank screen for however long I'm gone. And it's not going to be like that forever. You know, and then the plus I had some sick dogs, so I was addressing that, and then I got out of the practice of going on my outings. And I didn't go to that Vision Quest thing. I looked online, and I'm just like, they're $50 a day. I don't know. And it's 30 miles away. I thought it was 20, and I looked online, and it's 30, so that's like, and a lot of it's kind of windy mountain road, so it's not like I can go 60. So it's not, you know, it'd probably take me, I can't go 60, so it's going to take me like 40 minutes to get there, you know. So I opted out, and I went up to the freaking coffee shop, and it was kind of bleh. And then I went to the park this afternoon. It's just so darn pretty there. I was going to do a talk from there, and it was a little too breezy, so I'm like, I'm just going to go home. And made Mom a nice turkey, avocado, and tomato sandwich. Did you like that, Ma? Yeah? Yeah. Yeah, so it was a pretty good day. I did not go to the farmer's market. I did drive by, and I saw I saw Bonnie, the palm reader, though. So I'll have to go next weekend and see her before the season, because I guess they're going to probably start shutting it down here before pretty quick. Because when it gets so chilly, then they don't have it. But we haven't had a frost here. They have up in the higher little out on the mesa. They've gotten frost, but we haven't had frost here. So I got about, anyway. What else? I think that's about all I got. So we're gonna start seeing more and more people's behavior changing. Some people, their behavior is gonna change. You know, I don't know. It's all subjective. You know, What's better behavior or worse behavior? You know, but people are gonna they're gonna level up or level down this next year. That's for sure. And we're already seeing. We've been seeing people do zigging when we thought they'd zag. You know, people have acted a certain kind of way. It's just been predictable your whole life, and then boom, they're doing something different. A lot more of that. You know, just a lot more calibrating to the new planet, new Earth. You know, the Spirit wants to be free. Spirits want to be free. It's the people that like to contain and make fucking borders and all that weird stuff. So I don't know, but when boots on the ground, you know, things aren't that bad. Tell that to a bunch of people that had their houses burned down in freaking Jones Valley, Bear Mountain Road. Man, those were my old stomping grounds. My friend Danielle, she'd be sad about a boy. And then she'd be like, "Oh, come over," you know, and then I'd go, I'd go hang out with her at her house, you know, entertain her, make her laugh. Mom would always be like, "Find your way home." So I'd have to walk home, and it's a nice drive, but that was a long one. I'd cut through fields and stuff like that. But some dumbass. That's what this story is. A 30-year-old chick from Palo Alto went up to Redding and, like, I don't know, they saw her, the news story said she was coming out of the woods. She had a lighter in her pocket, and then she even walked up to the paramedics and asked them for assistance because she was dehydrated. And she allegedly started this fire, you know, where a lot of structures have been lost. I know people that have been evacuated. My buddy Josh was evacuated, and he's one of those that are like, "No, man, I'm staying. Nah, it's cool. We'll be all right." And it's cool because he's like right at the base of it. I wonder if I could. Oh, he pushed it on his page. If the United States saw what the United States is doing in the United States would invade the United States to liberate the United States from the tyranny of the United States. I thought that was hilarious. Anyway, so this was today. That's how close he is. Oop. That's how close he is. There's a Dry Creek Road and Bear Mountain Road, and he's right at the base of that. That's how close he is to. That's the Fawn Fire. That's the Fawn Fire. And at this time, this was done 3 hours ago. Planes were dropping stuff, water. Planes were dropping fire retardant and water and whatnot. So I think they're going to get a handle on it. The temperatures are dropping, so I think they get like it'll flare, and then as the temperatures drop, that it subsides. It kind of stifles a little bit. So that's the thing, is everything has a spirit. Even fires have a spirit. So some can be temperamental. You know, some might want to live longer than others. You know, everything has storms. Everything has a spirit. And I can't wait till people start figuring out that we create the weather. You know, that people create the weather, whether it's, you know, HARP or whatever you want to call it, or just the people in their energy field, and how. But that's for another talk, though. That's for another talk. I used to ride clear across town. When I was in Oregon, I got the car repoed and I walked all over the place. Or a few times I'd rock my bike. But I had freaking like... I think that was the best shape I was ever... I'm in pretty okay shape now. But I could probably lean up a little bit. But when I was in Oregon, that was the best. And I was like 42, 43. I got carded. I got carded for alcohol. I had the 8 pack abs. I had the freaking, because I'd walk up hills and stuff and have to get like 20-pound bags of dog food every few days. Good times. See, and when people don't go through life experiences to help mold who we are, people are really of very little content. You know, I don't have a whole lot of comment with a lot of people. I'll talk to people in circles and I'll be like, I'll ask them questions like, have you ever been here? Have you ever done this? And it's like, if I get no, then we don't got a whole lot of comment. Because people that have never been places or done things, well, they usually don't like talking to me because I've been some places and I've done a lot of things, and to them I just sound like I freaking know everything. And usually when people have that opinion of me, it don't work out. Because I don't like it when people think that I'm a know-it-all. It's a pet peeve of mine. Yep. Taco Bell. There's only one Taco Bell here, and there's no. This is so funny. I feel like I live in such a freaking podunk town. The Burger King closed before I moved here. There's no Burger King. Mom used to like her Whoppers every now and again too. There is a Taco Bell right next to the Kentucky Clucky, and it's all got they're got completely, remodeled, gutted. That's what they're doing right now. Because all these big businesses got all this bailout money. And then so they're just all rebranding and stuff. But the savings never goes to the people. Ever notice that? I mean, like FedEx and freaking shit like that. They could do send 12 packages. Or send 10 package. Send the 11th for free. They could do stuff like that. They just don't, because people that really don't do much have really high expectations of what they're worth and they deserve. I mean, think about how much these people work. Like these officers that make $90,000 a year and all their pensions are paid for, and they're and they drive around trucks and they take them home, and all this stuff, or even the ones that just the people that hold on, he's talking in my ear, I can't hear him more. He was narrating in my ear, and I was listening to him, and I was like, "Oh my God, I can't not hear you." Now I've totally forgot what I was gonna say, and Mom's knocked out. I always put Mom to sleep, man. But I will not forever forget where I was, because there, by the grace of God, go I. Just because I have a car today doesn't mean it's going to stay where. And all this astrology that I was listening to, because Mercury is going into retrograde, so for a lot of people, like electronics and stuff like that. But I know some good mechanics, so I'm not really too worried about it. Anyway, what else is going on? People are just learning to trust. People are learning to trust their guts and stuff more, and they're. That little voice in your heart that says, "No, that person, there's something about them. I need to be careful," or that same voice that tells you, "Hey, that person's a really good person. I think I should know them." People are starting to listen to themselves more, because what they're finding out, and I learned a long time ago, what adults or other people told me about things, it was entirely different than my account. When people are limited in scope, they're limited in scope. But more and more people are going to have the eyes to see, and a lot of people are choosing health and wellness and better lifestyles and stuff like that. And everybody's moving around. People are moving from this place all over the place. People are moving to here, from here. Everybody's like trying. It's like their spirit knows. They gotta get to where they need to be, because Oh my, this next chapter. Hold on to your hats, folks. That's all I got for now. Hey, Cosmic. Hope you have a rad night.